When you hear the word sugar, you might be thinking of what you use to sweeten your coffee, but the sugar our body uses is in the form of glucose, which is an essential form of energy that powers all of our cells. In order to regulate the concentration of glucose in both the bloodstream and the cell, our bodies create two different hormones, insulin and glucagon. Let's start by talking about insulin. Insulin allows glucose molecules to exit the bloodstream and enter the cells, so an increase in glucose concentration signals for the production of insulin. The synthesis of insulin begins in the beta cells located in the pancreas, a multifunctional organ located behind the stomach. Beta cells begin the synthesis of the INS gene to produce pre-proinsulin, an inactive protein composed of three chains of amino acids with a signal peptide attached to its N terminus. Pre-proinsulin is converted into proinsulin by the removal of the signal peptide, and finally endopeptidases cleave the C chain of proinsulin, producing insulin. Insulin is stored in vesicles of beta cells until stimulated for release by glucose. In response to elevated blood glucose levels, the facilitated glucose transporter GLUT2 acts as a channel to allow glucose passage from blood into beta cells. Subsequent metabolism of glucose into ATP through the Krebs cycle causes calcium to flood the cell and cause the vesicles to secrete insulin into the extracellular fluid. Insulin activates the insulin receptor tyrosine kinase, which triggers a phosphorylation cascade to activate GLUT4, bringing it to the cell membrane surface. Through GLUT4 facilitated diffusion, the excess glucose in the bloodstream is taken in by cells. Glucagon, another hormone, breaks down glycogen into glucose stored in liver cells to be released into the bloodstream. Glucagon stimulates the synthesis of glycogen phosphorylase through transduction pathway. Glycogen phosphorylase breaks down glycogen into glucose and releases it into the bloodstream. Diabetes occurs when insulin is not created or not effective in removing glucose, and so an excess glucose in the bloodstream creates health problems such as fatigue and blurry vision. Chances of developing diabetes increases with age, along with other factors such as inactivity and obesity. However, chances of developing diabetes can be significantly reduced through regular exercise and a healthy diet.